Hey, I'm back 9 hours and 35 minutes later after wearing the Morphe foundation. So I'm going to do that update first. So this is what my skin is looking like. I blotted only once today at 11 a.m. I put this foundation on really at 5:45, but we're going to say 6 for the purposes of me doing math. So basically it's been 9.5 going on 10 hours of me wearing the foundation. Like I said, I blotted once at 11 a.m. and I haven't touched up my makeup since or blotted since then. And it's now 3:35 p.m. And this is what it's looking like on my face. I honestly am not mad at how it looks. It's a little bit oily, so we're going to go ahead and touch up on camera real quick. Let me see what powder do I want to use. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Black Radiance pressed powder in the shade Bronze Glow and a fluffy brush. Just going to pack it on here, and I'm just going to tap the powder in. You can see how it instantly mattifies the face. Like, look at the difference between this side that I just powdered versus this side that's still a little oily. So this side was freshly powdered, touched up. This side that's oily. You can see the difference from the front. Honestly, it's not even that oily in my opinion. Like, I've had way worse. So for me, the long wear on this is great. I love the way that it applied. I love the shade that I have. I think it looks great. The only thing is it did rub off a little bit over here. You can see this dark spot that I have. And I think part of that's because I have on the scarf. I also like to look where I have my earrings and see if it rubbed off. And you can see a clear line where my earring was going back and forth, which is normal for most of my foundations. But normally I just kind of buff it out whenever I have the chance. But overall, I really love this wear. And this is something I can see myself wearing on a daily basis for work. It doesn't feel heavy to me. To me, it does not look cakey at all in person. Under my eyes, it did crease a little bit, mostly on this side, not so much this side. It didn't feel overly drying to me. As you can see, my skin still looks really good. I feel like the true test is how the foundation kind of blends into my scalp color, because that's where I can see like the most drastic difference when it comes to undertone. But it looks very natural, like it's blending in quite nicely into, you know, my hairline. So I really like this foundation, to be honest. I would repurchase this over a $30 plus foundation because of the price range. I mean, my skin still looks flawless, like especially after just touching up. I try to stay away from my brows because I don't want to rub them off because they're not real. But I feel like my skin still looks really good. So honestly, I'm giving this foundation like, this is like a 9 out of 10 for me. Because I have my color, the price is right. Here's what it looks like. I took my scarf off. Somebody commented on the previous video saying they think it looks too golden. I feel like in person it looks better than on a camera. Like whenever I have like a perfect match, it always looks a little off on camera for some reason. I don't know why. To me, this looks great. So my first impression on this foundation is I love it. Like I said, 9 out of 10. The only thing I don't like, let's see, is that I did get those little creases like in the very corners of my mouth. Like y'all probably can't even see on camera. Like just right there, you can see it kind of rubbed off. Everywhere else, it stayed put. Like I'm not mad at this at all. It does not look heavy or cakey. It wasn't overly drying on my skin, but I didn't use a mattifying primer. I don't feel like any of my lines or pores are more enhanced than when I wear any other foundation after 10 hours. I love this. And let me tell you what it reminds me of. So now we're getting into the foundation cousin sort of video. So I was explaining that when you think of a cousin, especially in the Black community, you have a lot of cousins. You know, everybody has a cousin, but there's some cousins that you're really close to that you call like your, you know, brothers and sisters sometimes because you're so close to those cousins. And that's how I feel about some of these drugstore foundations versus some high-end foundations. They have different families, just like with our own personal cousins in real life. We come from different families, may come from different backgrounds even, may live in different places. with these foundations, they're different brands manufactured in different places, sometimes even different countries, different, packaging and stuff, but they're still, in my opinion, they're like cousins. They seem very much related. They do the same thing. They have the same values. You know what I'm saying? You know where I'm going with that when it comes to foundation cousins. So the Morphe foundation reminds me of the Cover FX Power Play. Both of these are a squeezy tube. Both of these have more of a golden brown undertone. This one is like medium buildable coverage. I feel like this is medium plus to buildable full coverage. Both are very long wearing and both are matte. So these are definitely some cousins. Another foundation, I think that is similar to the Morphe. Okay, Morphe's $18. I think I can remember most of the prices. Morphe's $18. Cover FX, I believe, is $44. So more affordable. And then the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, which is a perfect shade match for me, reminds me of these as well. I feel like these three are very similar. You can even see that they're similar in color and tone. They're similar when they come to their coverage. All three are long wearing and all three are great foundations. But if I had to choose out of all three of these, I would repurchase this and not repurchase these two because the price of this gives me the same look as these two. So these are definitely foundation cousins. And if you're interested in my shades, in the Morphe, I wear F5.20. In Cover FX, I wear G110. In the Bobbi Brown, I wear Cool Walnut 8.25. I should swatch all of these, but I don't feel like being that girl. Maybe at the end. Man, I had to go to Ulta and return the other one. I forgot to go to Ulta before I came home. I was just ready to come home. The next foundation cousin trio I'm going to show you is one. This is probably my favorite foundation, really, honestly. I haven't been wearing it because I've been trying out other stuff, but this is like one of my favorite foundations of all time. This is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I'm actually almost done with this bottle. I have this much left in here. Like, you can see that. You can see through it. I have about that much left. I wear the shade Cocoa. This is $15 or $14.99. So $15. I love this. This is my favorite drugstore foundation of life. I like this more than the Morphe, to be honest. But the Morphe is good. But I love this more. And what this one reminds me of is my favorite high-end foundation, which is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. The name is rubbed off, like the letters are like gone. And I have the shade Mahogany in this foundation. I will not repurchase this. This is $44, I believe. I will not repurchase this because I have this. Like, knock this cousin off the map. Another one that's similar is the CoverGirl True Blend. Ooh, sorry, y'all. My nose is itching on the inside. The CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation in D70. I haven't tried this shade out, but D80 is too dark for me. I used to wear it in the summer, so I'm assuming the next shade up will work. But this one has such great coverage, and it is so transfer resistant. This is the most transfer resistant foundation I've ever worn, which I really enjoy for like marching band season and can withstand hot temperatures. That's one thing I can say about the NYX that I cannot say about the Morphe because it's winter right now. It's cold outside. Is that this NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop can withstand hot temperatures. It can withstand summertime and early fall here in South Carolina and humidity and things like that. I do kind of have to build this one up though, but I feel like they're all medium plus to like full coverage. I like medium buildable coverage foundations because I have a lot of acne scarring. But both of these I really, really love. And I'm just going to compare all the shades. You can see how the tones look very, very, very similar. I would say this is almost like a dead-on skin tone match for me too. Cocoa in NYX products and NYX products is usually like a perfect shade match for me. Very neutral, which I enjoy. I like neutral or more golden foundations. No red. No red. So love, 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 love this. And these are the three that remind me of each other. So if you like the if you like the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation, try out the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, or try out the CoverGirl. The CoverGirl is like $10. So I would definitely repurchase these over the Becca. I don't plan to repurchase any of these high-end foundations that I'm showing you because I have drugstore alternatives that are amazing, like phenomenal. Lipstick on my teeth. Lipstick on my teeth. I guess I'll just swatch the ones. I should swatch most of these, shouldn't I? Okay, I'll save them and we'll swatch at the end so you can see the different shades. All right, the next and the last trio I have for foundation cousins are the cousins to Fenty Beauty. This is the shade 445, which is the most recent shade I purchased and that I've been wearing. And I love this for everyday as well. And this is a mid-range foundation. Fenty Beauty foundation costs $34, I believe. So it's not as expensive as the other ones I've shown you. But I really like this. It's great. I'm looking at my dog to make sure she's not potting on the floor. But this is very lightweight, breathable. Lightweight, breathable, looks like skin-like finish. It doesn't look too cakey or anything. I really like this for every day. That's how I kind of feel about the Morphe. I like this for every day as well, which I have on right now. I really like the way it's making my skin look. I'm really liking this, like I said. What reminds me of the Fenty is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation up to 24 hour with SPF 25. I have the shade 530, but this shade is actually a little bit too dark for me, just a little bit. But I can get away with wearing it alone, or I'll just mix it with something a little bit lighter. And the consistency of this is very similar to Fenty. Like, they're like super close, like first cousins. Something that's also high-end, which is more expensive than the Fenty and the L'Oreal, is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Foundation. This one is too dark for me right now, but I feel like this foundation also reminds me of the L'Oreal and it reminds me of the Fenty. Like, I would say these three are in the cousin family. So these three, if you like any of these, one of these, you would like the other ones. Like, give these other ones a try. So this is one trio. The next one was this trio. So if you like Becca Ultimate Coverage, try the NYX or try the CoverGirl True Blue Matte Made. And then the first trio I showed you is what I have on, the Morphe, Cover FX, and then Bobbi Brown. This trio, these all remind me of each other. So for the sake of like color matching, because I'm super interested in this, let's go ahead and swatch all of these on my arm. I don't have anything else to do. And let's swatch on, I don't know what's easier to show you. I don't know, what side do you want? Most people do it on the inside of their arm. So I'm going to swatch all of these on the inside of my arm in the trio families so you can see the difference. So let's start with what I have on my face now. This is the Morphe Fluidity Foundation again. Full coverage foundation, matte finish. I wear the shade F520. Let me shake it up a little bit. And we're going to put this right there. Do a little bit more. And we'll swatch it out. So that's what F520 looks like on my wrist from Morphe, the Fluidity, which is what I have on my face right now as I'm making this video. That's what it looks like. Let me get a tissue. Oh, I have makeup wipes right here. I'm like, where am I going? Let me get a makeup wipe so I can wipe my finger off in between. Neutrogena. Not sponsored. Of course I'm not sponsored, y'all. I don't have to disclose that kind of stuff to y'all because it ain't gonna happen. Okay, so I'm wiping my finger off in between and I'm gonna dry it on my pants because that's how I'm rolling. Next, we're gonna do the Cover FX Power Play Foundation in the shade G110 so we can compare to the Morphe. And I'm gonna rub that in. Oh, interesting. So that's what that looks like under. You can see Power Play looks way more golden than the Morphe. So Right. Next we have Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation SPF 15 Full Coverage Oil Free Shine Control Foundation. And I wear the shade Cool Walnut 8.25. And this is like a perfect skin tone match for me. I'll pump out a little bit of that. That's what the dot looks like. And let's blend it out. Oh, wow. That's like literally right in between the two above it, like the shade and the undertone. That's what that looks like. It's closer to the Morphe than it is the Cover FX. Wow. This is so interesting to see my foundation shades all swatched on my arm. I'm doing pretty good with these swatches. They look pretty neat, you know. Let me put this one back. So this is that first trio. And you see how similar the colors are. Next, let's go to my like boom bam. This is like the most full coverage trio, the most transfer resistant, what withstands the heat. This is like my go-to for like summertime when I'm trying to be beat and slay. These are the three foundations I go to. Let's start with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in the shade Cocoa number 21. NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Cocoa 21. My dog is in here and she's being a good girl. Only a good girl. And we'll rub that out. Wow. And you can see the Morphe changes as it dries. Look at the edges of it. So you get to see. So this is NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, which looks very similar to Cover FX. It's more golden on the inside of my wrist. It looks more golden. It's also the biggest of the swatches. It also kind of changes colors a little bit as it dries down. Is that where that was? I think so. Next, let's do Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream, my favorite high-end foundation in the shade Mahogany. Why am I shaking this one? You don't have to shake this one. It's super thick. She's thick. She's a cream foundation. So. Wow, that's like it's basically the exact same shade as the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. Look at that. They're super like close. So that's that one. And you're going to be able to see all these as they dry as well, because they're going to dry on the inside of my arm. Next, we're going to do the Cover Girl True Blend Matte Made in the shade. I really don't want to do D70 because I have pumped it before in shade D70. I thought I never pumped it before. I was like, do I really want to open this now? We're going to do that. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a good color match for me now. Wow, it's blending right into my skin. Wow. That's what that looks like. Looking really close. Wow. To the Becca and to the NYX. So that's a trio, and they're all basically the exact same shade. Wow. Looks good. Wow. And then my last trio is my more liquidy foundations that can be sheared out really easy. I normally have to go in with 2 layers of these, especially. This one's pretty full coverage. But yeah, with these, I have to go in kind of 2 layers. So let's do Fenty first in 445 so you can see how that compares to all these shades. Wow. You can see how that's blending out on my arm. So that's Fenty. Fenty is the most golden olivey of them all, even more so than the Cover FX, which is drying down more brown. This also needs to dry down. You can see the edges are already changing. So that's the Fenty. Put her back. Washy blowns. Oh. Next, let's do the Fresh Wear foundation. This is the shade 530 Amber, which is a little bit too dark for me. That's okay. feel like the consistency is so similar to Fenty. But you can see that it's the darkest of them all, I'm pretty sure. And this is too dark for me right now. Yeah, you can see it's the darkest of them all, but the undertone kind of fits with the family. So that was the L'Oreal, again in the shade 530 Amber. I have the next shade up. I just haven't used it yet, which is Deep Golden. This is Deep Amber. Yes, this is 530 Deep Amber. I have 525 Deep Golden, but I'm not going to swatch it in this video, but just know this is too dark for my face right now. But you can see the undertone kind of goes with the family. So this will be good to like mix with these. Wow, so interesting to see all of these on my arm. So cool. All my shades of brown. And last but not least, we have the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Foundation in the shade 6N1 Truffle. So 6 Neutral 1 Truffle. Which is also too dark for me right now. And that's how that looks. Actually, I could probably still wear that now. I think I can get away. We'll see how it dries down. So these are like all of my favorites right now at the moment. You see the variation in undertones and shades. They're all very similar and pretty much super duper close. I feel like the Morphe and this one looks similar in tone. Like this one's just a little bit darker. But yeah, so those are all the foundation cousins swatched in their family. And what I think is similar, you see what dries down the fastest, what dries down matte. I'm pretty sure this is the Fenty. I think. Yeah, I think. Can't remember the order. But you can see how the color is changing around the edges of these two as they dry on my skin. So that's it for this video. I hope it was very helpful. It should be helpful if you think you're a shade match with me. You can also see kind of from the lighter part of my arm to the darker part, how they kind of blend in there. And this goes to show you that you can't really always swatch like on your hand or on your arm to figure out what shade of foundation you would wear. Because right now, all of these look like they would never match me. But when I wear them on my face, if you see me take a picture, I'll be looking good. So yeah, I hope this was like helpful and informational, and it gave you some options and ideas for foundations if you're in the market for a new foundation at different price points. And if there's a foundation that you like, that you're looking for a less expensive or a more luxury alternative, foundations that are similar to it, that are cousins to it, just so that you can make a smart purchase and informed choice. So yeah, I found this super interesting. I'll let you guys look at all these shades up close. And they are still drying as well. You can see that they're still wet. So wild. But yeah, you can definitely tell this one's way too dark. Look at that. As I hold my arm further away. Wow, so interesting. I'm nerdy, so I find, and I love makeup, so I find this interesting how different all the colors are. But like, look, they almost all like blended to my forehead as I like move my arm over. They like blended to my forehead. So interesting. But yeah, that is literally it for this video. I kind of want this one to dry. They're almost all dry, but some of them are still drying. Like this one's still drying. Hopefully you can see that the edges are drying differently than like the center of the swatch. But yeah, I hope this video helped you out. And again, the first one is the Morphe that I have on my face, I think. Isn't that the first one I swatched? So interesting. So yeah, hope you guys found this video helpful and informational and resourceful in your endeavors of purchasing foundation. I hope this helped you out if you think you're a similar shade to me. I feel like my skin has a very kind of strange undertone because I am dark skinned, but like I don't really have a lot of red in my skin, but I can get away with wearing neutral stuff. But if the neutral runs too red, then it looks awful on me. I literally look like burnt, like beef jerky, like, or I end up just looking too dark. Like my whole face is way, way, way too dark compared to like my chest. And then it just looks bad. I like something that's kind of in the middle of the color of my neck because my neck is darker than my face. And then my chest, which is lighter than my face and my neck. So I kind of like something that's kind of in the middle, but has an undertone that if I take a full body photo and I have like my legs and my arms showing, that it goes with the darker parts of me too, like the outer parts of my body. So I feel like all of these foundations do that for me, and I really enjoy all of these foundations. And like I said, I don't plan on repurchasing any of my high-end foundations because of all of these drugstore cousins that work just as well. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to walk my dog. She just sat up when I said that. She's like, I'm going to walk my dog. I'm going to return the Morphe foundation in the shade F5.40 to Ulta because it's going to be too dark for me. And I'm going to have some tea. I'm going to watch some YouTube, but I'm just going to relax before Friday. Yep. Right, Booty Mama? Booty Mama? Nola's like, stop talking, girl. Let's go. Look outside. Are you a good girl? You want to say hi to the people? Come here. Come here, mommy. Yes. You want to say hi? Look. Look, Nola. Look, looky. Good girl. Look at that sweet face. Are you sweet? You sweet? Yes, you sweet girl. Can you kiss? Thank you. Thank you for the kisses. You sweet. Oh, big yawn. Okay. I'm gonna let you go, okay? So, yeah, that's Nola. She's been a good girl. So I'm gonna wipe these off, go do what I said I'm gonna do. I hope y'all had a thankful, amazing Thursday. Look as I wipe them off, I'm like mixing them together. I hope y'all had a wonderful week so far and just, TGIF, thank God it's Friday tomorrow. And yeah, let me know if there's any other foundations you want me to try, or if you're curious about my shade in any other foundation. I might have it. I've decluttered a lot of my foundations, and I realized that when I went into my bedroom to see if I had any more I wanted to talk about. But honestly, these are the cream of the crop that I have in here right now. There's only like a couple more that I really like, but I'm really trying to narrow down my collection and not purchase as much, because I don't need it. I need to use what I have. So they're still kind of there. Wow, they really stained my skin, like each and every single one of them. This goes to show you that a makeup wipe doesn't get everything off. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. I had a great day. I hope you did too. And may God continue to bless and prosper you.